Hi everybody, so I figured I would just do a normal video without any special effects or anything, and I just actually filmed my makeup and I will post it, I don't know if before or after, but now I want to show you my lip combo, which are MAC lipsticks that I had, but sometimes you have to adapt them to the season, to your season. I am a soft summer, and I do have, though, a hint of warmth in me that I need to have. And anyway, this is Mesh and Twig. Twig is too dark for me. It's in the soft summer family, but soft summer dark. So in my past years, I'm sure I was a soft summer dark, but over the years and at my age, I've lost a lot of definition, especially in my eyebrows, even though now they're well, fluffed up and stuff and filled in, but they're not as they used to be. So I did lose some definition. So what I do is that I first go in with Mesh. Is it Mesh? Oh no, Crème de Nude. Crème de Nude. Mesh is even lighter, and I used to use it, but I go in with Mesh, and it's too like dead looking on me. Over a certain age, I think, nude lips, some women can handle them, but the majority of us can. So I go in with Twig, which is really a little too dark, but with the Crème de Nude, my gosh, I can't see. It's kind of perfect. Anyway, I can't see much, so I hope it's showing up well. Yeah, and that's my lip, and this is my makeup. You get to see it much better here in real light. In the bathroom, it was artificial light. So yeah, and I figured, I would just make videos randomly when I have time, because otherwise it's just impossible. If I have to sit down and plan and everything, it's just never gonna happen. So I want to talk a bit about soft summer and your season, and how you have to adapt your season to how you feel and who you are, where you live and everything. So I live in a sea, in the south of Italy, so I have the sea right in front of me, even though I'm in the city center. So summer has arrived finally, and it's June 1st, and I'm able to wear lighter clothes. Now, I'm supposed to also follow my palette in the winter time, but it's more difficult to wear pastel, kind of very light clothes in the winter, even though I'm working on it. So I do tend to wear darker clothes in winter. And if you live in a city like London, wintertime with the dreary weather and the rain, it's really difficult to wear light clothes, not because you can't, but because it's easily, they get dirty easily, basically. That's the thing, so it's easier to go with maybe the dark colors in your palette, and then have accents of lighter colors. So that's mainly it. And then also there's prints. Now this striped shirt is kind of soft, even though the stripes are a little bit too large for me, a little bit intense. So I would need a narrower stripes. But sometimes you just have to, if you find something that you like, you can't have not waste time, but you're never gonna find the exact thing that you want. Maybe it's on sale and you need it, so you buy it, and it's okay. And this shirt kind of works, and it does have a kind of a V-neck, so I enjoy it. I don't like round necks. My necklaces, it's actually not a necklace, I don't know, they're like these Mexican little fish that move, and I find them just so delicate. I have others. I remember, I don't know, if you've followed me for all these years, you know that I have the big necklace with the big fish, and I created it, and I think it's just wonderful. And then I have the necklace that I've been wearing since January, basically. My friend gave it to me, and you have to kind of wear it at double because it has two of these, but I don't like things that kind of twist around my neck too much. And if you wear it like double, it's a little too much, and it gets tangled in the other necklaces. So anyway, back to what I was saying. Color season is important, and you know, I work with women that have no idea what color is, have never seen themselves with the right color, and are just, they wear the heaviness of life, and they wear the heaviness of they're like buried in the trends and years of makeup, and oh my gosh, it's just, I feel like helping them. I have a great friend. She works in a coffee shop, and I've known her for many years. And it just keeps on getting worse and worse and worse. The makeup, the thickness. You know, what I also find that is kind of noblesse oblige beauty must is that you also have to make your skin look like skin, but you have to remove. Sorry, my son is calling me. Hold on. All right, guys, so I have to go now because it's breakfast time for my son. And it's 10:30, so we're going to have go have breakfast. And I'm going to continue later, maybe even if I'm at the park or wherever I am, I'm just going to continue because it's just impossible to sit down for more than like 5 minutes. So I'm gonna continue the conversation. Let me do an outfit of the day. Now I'm in my bedroom, so I don't have shoes on, but that's okay. You can't see it. Okay, hold on, okay, this is my outfit with the pants that are more in my season. I hope you see the difference. This is more like muted. Sorry, I'm not an expert with this. And yeah, this is my outfit. I really enjoy the soft blue, and I'm gonna wear it with espadrillas. Gosh, how can you do this? How do people do so bad? Okay, well, my necklace, you can't see it. You saw it before. Anyway, it's all right. Hey everyone, so I'm starting with the MAC Ceramizer, and I find such a difference when I use this as far as my foundation. Definitely is much better, holds much better all day long. And then I go in with the MAC Strobe Dewy Skin Tint. This is in the color Light 1. It's I had Light 4, which I think I'm going to show it to you. But I use it more in the summertime. The light one is much fairer and has like a kind of a silvery sheen to it. Definitely helps me, especially when I wear powder foundation. I have to have a very luminous base and very moisturizing. This also, and I'm showing also the e.l.f. one, which is also a kind of a great alternative. I'm not going to call it a dupe, but an alternative. And this is the Laura Geller Balance and Brighten. I love this. But now that I'm older, I need to use it with kind of a heavy moisturizer underneath. And I think the MAC Strobe Dew, well, you know what I'm talking about. That one helps a lot. It's very dewy. It's very, very moisturizing, and it serves also as a skin base. Because it has skincare ingredients. Then once I do that, I wait a little bit and go in with, concealer. Both e.l.f. Camo Concealer. One is the regular one, one is the moisturizing one. 2 different colors. One is too light, the other one is too dark. I mix them together and I apply them with my finger, and then also I help myself with a brush. This brush I think is a Wycon brush. I really like it, although it gets a little bit too full of like concealer after a while and you have to wash it. So definitely love my fingers to apply concealer. It definitely works. This is a great combo and it doesn't budge all day long. Then I mist my face with this. I can't remember the name of it, but it's really good. I'm getting MAC Fix Plus for sure. These are the other two foundations that I use, the number 7 and the Sephora, which are lovely. As an eye base, love my jumbo eye pencil in milk. It makes such a difference. This makes a difference. If I don't wear this, the colors don't come out the same. And it's like any other primer just doesn't work for me. I need a luminous canvas on my lids, and milk is the way to go. And it's like, putting a canvas foundation on your lips also. Then all the lip colors come out as in the tube. And I find that also you can't overdo it with this. Don't apply too much, otherwise it's just going to crease. Then just get any regular dewy stick blush as a base. I also use this. Anything that has, if you notice, everything that is creamy, then I'm going to go in with powder. And it's the only way to lock everything in. So now I'm using this is the e.l.f. foundation brush. I think it's Divine. I have 2 of them. This is the only thing I use. It's even better than the famous Bobbi Brown one that I have that I don't enjoy using. This is much better. Easier to clean too. So I think now I'm getting my blush, and it should be the Bobbi. No, I'm not getting my blush. Doing my eyebrows. I'm gonna let obviously the stick blush settle a bit. This is the NYX eyebrow pencil, and it's probably in the color taupe for sure. I like the brush of this pencil, and definitely brushing out very well my eyebrows, and then going in with the pencil to fill in. I like to fill in where, it's not like my eyebrows are not like they're not like they used to be, because, you kind of lose a lot of hair and you lose definition. So I just like to go in and define them a bit. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble because without my glasses, I can't see much. I have a magnifying lens on my mirror. It's not the ideal. I'm thinking of doing LASIK surgery because this is just getting out of control. I hate doing my makeup because this is what I have to go through. Put on your glasses, take them off, put them on. Okay, so as you can see, that side is done. I concentrate on the external part of my eyebrows. That's where I lost most of my definition, my hair density. And so, I pull my skin taut a bit because otherwise the pencil just doesn't write. Really weird. I don't know. I have this problem that even the other one from NYX, the famous one, the marker one, just doesn't write on me. It's strange. I don't know. Then I go again in with the brush to soften the look a bit and make sure I feather the brows. And then I get the e.l.f. This is the transparent gel type of thing that fixes your eyebrows. It's like a glue for your eyebrows. Now, I really like this because they really don't move, but I also find that it leaves a little bit of residue on the eyebrows, and you can see it, and that's why sometimes after I have to go over it with a powder or something so that it doesn't show. But boo. Yeah, it kind of looks weird now, but then I'm gonna have to it's too much because I have really long eyebrows and bushy. So if I feather them out or the laminated look, it just looks crazy. It looks like caterpillar eyebrows, and so I have to soften them a bit and pull them down. Yeah, oh, this is always the NYX glue in taupe. And see, I have to go over it because that other one kind of left some residue. And I mean, it all works in the end, but if you want to have lovely eyebrows, you got to do the steps, and sometimes some products need other products. And yeah, sometimes I just use this NYX glue and that's it, if I want a more natural look. But if I have to fill them in, then, you know, yes. I also like powder. I like the brun eyeshadow from MAC. I use that a lot also. And then go in with the NYX glue. Oh, this is a prunella, and I want to add some definition to the lash line. I love this color. Love it, love it. I'm going to add some definition and then smudge it out for sure. Whatever like eyeshadow I go in with. Today I decided also to go a little bit in my crease, which you'll see when I blend it out, you can barely see it. I mean, it's just a little bit of definition that then, you know, is always a base for your eyeshadow. So you see, it's like not much, but definitely a nice solid base for your eyeshadow. So I have my skin first cream and then, excuse me, and then powder foundation, my eyeshadow, pencil, and then eyeshadow, and then you'll see also my blush, cream blush, and then powder blush for sure. So that by the end of, even though I don't have really lengthy days, but I want to be nice and neat all day long. This is the Bobbi Brown in Peony, one of my favorites, Hit Pan, with the Bobbi Brown blush brush, one of my favorites also. This is very pigmented, so you need the slightest bit. And it's very cool also. A little bit too cool for me, but I'm not willing to give this up. If it's too much, like, you know, here I think it's a little too much, I go over it with my foundation brush. And then it also adheres better when I put my foundation brush on top. Then also on my eyelids, because you kind of want to mesh everything together. By the way, I'm wearing a black top, but it's what I had. And this is the e.l.f. tubing mascara in brown. I like brown for every day, and I only wear tubing mascara. Anything else just kind of falls, and that's not a great look. So I don't curl my lashes. I don't need to curl my lashes. Just this is the right definition for me. I have nice eyelashes, so no need to be curling them for sure. And yeah, I think I'm going to go over with eyeshadow after, because as I'm drinking my coffee, yeah, I don't have enough of a extended look. I like my eyeshadow or my my eyeliner to be extended, because now my eyelids are a little bit drooping, and so I have to extend my eyeshadow. And yeah, this I'm just putting 2 coats on. So I waited for the first coat to dry a bit. And the eyeshadow palette that I'm going to get is the MAC Cool to Neutral eyeshadow palette, which I love. My favorite color in the palette is Cozy Gray, which I might be using right now. I'm going to get Cozy. I'm gonna get the palette, and is it the palette? I don't know. Let's see. Come on.
A little bit of...
No, not yet. Oh, this is Clinique Black Honey. One of my favorites. It's done. It's finished, but I have a little bit, and so I'm using it because my lips feel uncomfortable sometimes by the end of my makeup. And so I need to put something to moisturize them. But this is not the lipstick that I'm going to go out with. I have another combo that I'm going to show you. Actually, I showed you before. I showed you before. This is the early morning, and then I did the video that you're going to see at the beginning. Haha, this is the eyeshadow palette. And yeah, cozy gray, I believe that's cozy gray to go in my crease, because I have to define my crease and elongate my eye a little bit. This color is the best color for a transition color or a crease color if you're a summer or a soft summer, even if you're like a soft winter for sure. It's, you know, I've never ever found a crease color that suited me, and that it would be in the soft summer season or in the summer season. They're always brownish, too warm. Even though many years ago I used MAC Wedge and that was wonderful, but this is even better. I think that this is even better. Then I used another color, I can't remember which one, but I just wanted to mesh everything together. And so I think I'm done. Yeah, I'm done. Just showing you a close-up in artificial light, which is not the best, but you saw it already. Okay, I'm at the park as I had imagined, and that's okay. So yeah, I wanted to continue the conversation about color analysis, especially when it comes to prints. And I have a pet peeve with prints. I normally don't like any prints whatsoever. Mind you, I studied in Milan as a textile designer, so I created prints and I studied colors, and for me, finding the right print was an ordeal, so I kind of gave up on prints. But I'm not anymore. I'm not gonna give up anymore because I love prints. So I was also thinking of making some videos on the right print for the right season, but also, sometimes you find them, you're like, oh, okay, that's my season, that's like a dainty print, or that's more of a bold print, but it doesn't mean that it's nice. It doesn't mean that it's good taste, especially the color combinations. Now, one thing I can say, that when I was studying in Milan and I worked in New York, especially when I worked in New York in the textile designing industry, my objective was to go and work for a trend book, which basically comes before the textiles, before the designs. So it's like a chain of events, a chain of things to do. So first there's trend books, then the textile designers, people who make textiles and designs, they buy the trend books, which are really expensive. I don't know, back then they were like $4,000 or something. And one is Claire, which is in Paris. I wanted to work for that, Claire, and then there was another one called the Textile View. And that was my objective. So, to make a long story short, sorry, that's the train. I'm not going to give up on it. I'm just going to do my own, because as I was saying, when I was in New York, I was showing my trend book to different studios, and one of the people at the studio said, my gosh, you're so good with colors, you're going to, have like a career, you're going to do great things with this, I just know it. He was so kind. Like, I was 23 and a very just shy and not sure of myself, and he just said that, and that kind of stuck with me. And then of course life just kind of went the wrong way, took another turn. But I did work for years in New York, and then in Milan I continued in the textile industry. But I think I was never really you know, well, first of all, I gave up in New York. I left New York because I did not like the fashion industry. I think it's extremely poor taste. And I didn't want to just sit there and make one design after another, but that wasn't my job. That was actually, then I was together with the owner of the studio, and I was, so yeah, the owner of the studio, I was her like assistant, I guess, just like in The Devil Wears Prada, and I was the in-between of like the studio, the textile studio, and the designer. So I was choosing the right colors for the designer. I was choosing the prints to make the whole collection. Anyway, I don't want to make this too long, but I just did not like what the designers were doing. And I was like, I had some clients like Perry Ellis and Oscar de la Renta, and of course those were like, you know, lovely, but I mean, especially Oscar de la Renta, he has some nice things, but he also, I mean, in general, okay, let's not talk about one specific designer, but in general, at the time, this was back in '95, I just did not like fashion. I liked fashion. I didn't like working in the fashion world because I felt like not a lot of people had good taste, and they were still there making designs, you know, making collections, and I was like, what the heck is this? Definitely not the European vibe that I had going in Milan when I was studying. It was more artistic, but then you have to follow the market, so it's not their fault really. It's more you have to follow the market, and I stopped working in that industry because just poor quality, poor taste, you know, unless you go to some designers, and then, you know, that's a whole different thing. Anyway, my objective is to incorporate color analysis with like the trend books, the in Italian you call them quaderni tendenza. That's not really a book, it's like a more of a notebook. And I'm gonna try and also include prints, because first comes colors, then comes the prints, and you build the whole story with it. So I'm gonna try and do that and apply all of my artistic knowledge and experience, because, you know, now I'm 50 years old, I know even more. And I think that you acquire good taste, of course, with time and life experiences, but it's also something innate in you. So no matter what I wear, people have always told me that I look so elegant, and they love the colors on me, and I just have a good method of just putting things together. And it just, you know, it's something that I didn't learn. I mean, I did learn, but I had already inside me, you know. And so this is basically what I'm saying. So yeah, you get your color analysis done, but then that doesn't help you much, because sure, you have your palette, and that's already a big step, a first step, but then you have to know how to, you know, choose your colors the right for you, and how to wear them, and with what to wear them. And that's where I come in. So I've done some color analysis, but then I see them and I'm like, ouch. You know, it all goes together with good taste. And also, fast fashion is good, but up to a certain point, because you can't, okay, you don't have a lot of money. Like, I don't have a lot of money to spend, but I'm not gonna go and buy polyester. I'm gonna go and buy cotton at H&M rather than some other fast place. And you also have to look at how they make the clothes, the lining and everything. Okay, I think I was talking about the lining and the clothing and how they're made. Yeah, some are made well, some are not made well. And also, once you have your item that you like, you have to be aware that you're holding the vibration of that clothing. I know it sounds a little woo-woo, but it's not, because you know, when you buy fast fashion, it's made, sorry, I keep on getting interrupted. So basically, when yeah, you have to be aware of the fact that they hold the vibration of who made them, the people, the poor people in the factories. I mean, it's not ethical, really. So, I mean, I know people talk about sustainability, yeah, but what about ethical? Like, how ethically made it is. And you're holding that vibration when you wear certain clothing, okay? So, I mean, you know, we can't do much about it. Fast fashion is not going to disappear. The H&M and Zara's, they're not going to disappear. So, I always like to buy the basics for sure, because and Amazon also. Amazon basics are amazing. Anyway, so here I am. I have women that have had their color analysis, and it's kind of a disaster because they put together colors, fabrics, clothing that are just not knob approved. Okay, so actually I want to build a community, a noblesse oblige beauty approved, like sustainable, not, how can I say, like, so we can sustain ourselves, we can help ourselves, and ask ourselves, is this part of, you know, an ethical way of dressing? And if you are okay with dressing Zara, which I'm not saying I'm not, but now I prefer to buy like vintage or secondhand, good quality, untouched pieces. Anyway, sorry, my gosh, this is like crazy, and it's hot. It's like 30 degrees out here. Thank God I wore my sunscreen. Actually, I didn't wear my sunscreen on my chest, which is terrible because I have hyperpigmentation here. Anyway, yeah, this is what I'm getting at. Basically, I'm going to work on videos more about colors, but also prints, and like form stories on each season, just like I did in New York when I worked, and in Milan, and you know. And also makeup, of course, is part of it, you know, following your colors for makeup. But a lot of women are good with makeup, even though, like I said previously, like they wear the years of makeup on the face, because the face, that's also something to consider, because like all that makeup buildup forms a callus on your face, and it shows. So you need to exfoliate, you need some. That, you know, that's a whole different video. But you know, I just wanted to make like a kind of a general video about what I'm going to try it and do. And also, if you do want to have your colors done, don't hesitate in DMing me. But always keep in mind that a little bit of shade. I don't just stop with your color analysis, like we go beyond. And also, you know, you can go to any color analyst, because we all kind of do the same thing. Some don't get it right, some do. But there's a lot of bad taste, a lot of tackiness around that the color analysis people do. And they're like, hey, dress like this and dress like, oh no, it's like, so what you're getting with me is, of course, or you have already had a color analysis and you come to me and we work with it. But whatever you want to do, like the service goes on. It just doesn't stop with your colors and that's it. And you know, I had my color analysis done, and I have a nice PDF with all these examples that are not me, but you can wear this and you can wear that. And it's just, actually, it was a headache to look at that PDF. It was very complete, very well done, but it's just too much. First of all, we're very busy and we don't have time to be looking at like 50 pages of a PDF. I don't have time to analyze everything. So it has to be more synthesized and more towards also, you know, who I am, where I live, would I wear that? Because as you know, also, we are very trauma, we have color trauma. I had color trauma, I still do. And about, you know, wearing black, I'm also You know, I also was in the 90s with the Prada look. I loved black, and anyway, yeah, so I loved black, and I wore lots of black, and I kept on wearing black also to hide, and a lot of women hide. So, you know, color is very important, and then it's not just also about here's your color palette, here's your season, and go ahead. No, there's work behind, and a lot of women are not ready for that. It's great to know it, yeah, but are you ready, and do you want to accept it? Do you want to wear it? Especially if you're like a light, I don't know, a light spring, and you live in London, and it's like rainy and you know, terrible every day. Or in New York, it's not always easy. It's not always easy. Anyway, yeah, so I want to kind of build a community with you girls, with you ladies, so we can, you know, interact, and you can also ask me questions like, is this knob approved? Noblesse oblige beauty, because you know, noblesse oblige is something that is something that it has been around for ages, and it's about the nobility of the responsibility of showing up in a certain way in the world. And of course, getting dressed is how do you want to show up in the world, you know? It's respect to yourself and respect also to others. There's a lot of older women who get up and they get ready to the T to get up, to go out, but it's not about showing off. It's about respect to oneself, to look neat and put together, and also about balance and good taste and just honoring everything. So we need to consider that in every aspect of our life. And balance plays a big role, and hiding is not something nice, because we don't feel good when we hide. We just, you know, and that's why we don't like what we're wearing. Yeah, and I'm included in all of this. I'm not, you know, not somebody special, but I must say I do have the capability of, even though I was overweight, you know, I did have the capability of putting together good colors, and also trying to find clothes that were elegant, but at the same time, you know, modern and edgy. I like also edgy. Anyway, I'm gonna end it like this right now, and I think this is a nice start after all these months of like no videos. I'm just gonna end it with saying these earrings are my grandma's earrings. These glasses are Ray-Bans. This ring is my engagement ring, the first one, and the flower ring. There's a whole story behind this flower ring, and they're all diamonds, real diamonds. It's just gorgeous, and I'm gonna tell you, it's also all my grandmother's. I told you about this, I told you about this, and that's it.